So here I am just taking the tops off, the labels and everything, and then I start covering the Dollar Tree ornament with my black chalk paint, and I'm just trying to get all of the red colored with the black so that nothing shines through. I did the inside first because it's hard to do the inside when the outside is wet, and then I do the little ring. It is hollow on one side, so it's a little harder to paint, but I got it going, not without getting my fingers completely black though, so that was fun. Then I just sprinkle the whole thing with cinnamon to give it a nice rusty color, and I'm just touching up some parts that I touched and had it come off. Then I'm doing the gold one. I removed that weird little tassel thing they had on it and the label, and then I get it all covered with my chalk paint. It's just the Waverly chalk paint from Walmart. Get that all covered. And then on this one, I decide to go ahead and do the cinnamon on the bell part before I do the ring, because it's easier to handle when the ring is not painted, and then I can just do the ring real quick, covering that with my black chalk paint, and then I go back over it with the cinnamon just on the side that's going to show on the tree. I don't try to get both sides with the cinnamon, and then I just move it over with my paintbrush. Now onto the bells. All of these ornaments are from Dollar Tree. I take off again the weird little ornament thing that they had attached to it, and I'm covering it. The glitter is kind of loose and comes off, which I don't really like a lot of glitter all over my house, but I get it all covered with my chalk paint and then sprinkled with cinnamon, have a sip of coffee to energize and keep going to my last ornament. And then I go ahead and cover that one with the Waverly black chalk paint. Get that all nice and covered. It was kind of hard to get in the grooves where the seam is on the bell, but with plenty of chalk paint on the brush, I was able to get in there. And of course, my fingers were just completely black by the end of it. I tried to help myself by using the pencil here, but really it didn't do much for me, so I just went back to painting myself and the bell. Get it all nice and covered, and the cinnamon gets used again here to make sure that it looks rusty and old and vintage. I'm going for a Christmas Carol themed Christmas tree this year. Here I'm just dusting off the excess cinnamon with the sponge brush, just so that there's not a whole lot of loose cinnamon coming off, and there you can see it up close. I did miss a couple spots with my black chalk paint, which I go back off camera later on when I'm all done to just kind of touch it up and let it dry. And then I'm going on there with my rub and buff. I believe it's the bronze color. And I just, again, just giving it some accent and some dimension with that rub and buff. And I like to highlight the little shapes on my bell. Makes it a little bit more noticeable on the tree, since the black likes to kind of blend in with the dark green fir needles, the pine needles on my tree. And so I'm just going over everything and giving it a little bit more of a look, and get my last bell. And when I turn it, you can kind of see the red where I missed some spots with my black chalk paint, but I covered that up some with the gold, but then I decided that I would just go back later with the black chalk paint and touch it up. And once those are all dry, I go ahead and do some green velvet wired ribbon for my bows, and I hot glue a bow on each one of them, the bells and the bigger bells and the smaller bells, the round bells and the, I don't know what kind you call them, but here's the tree. And I think it looks absolutely beautiful. I'm still not done with my tree, but these are some ornaments that I've added to give my tree just a beautiful Christmas Carol feel to it.